In order for culture to survive, it has to evolve. Storytelling doesn't exist in a vacuum. We can only build something in the future if we know, what existed in the past and bring those old techniques and ways to the present. The AR came to fruition because I was sharing stories about the buffalo and sharing, thinking about the buffalo, thinking about Tatanga Oyate 1,000 years into the future. We say Tatanga Oyate, buffalo people. We mimicked their ways of life, their governance, their matrilineal governance. We mimicked how they lived on the land. Because of colonization, because of residential school, because of government policies, that reverence, that connection, that interdependence, that brotherhood, sisterhood was severed. We said they disappeared, they vanished, right? And then it became almost like they became a legend. Sharing 4 stories and sharing, this reimagining of the buffalo returning. Evie, Johnny Ruddy heard some of the stories I was sharing about how I wish the buffalo would return to the land and even the stories of baby buffaloes.
It's an Indigenous-led, but also settler collaboration. And so it was really important to Commonweal and to the team that we hire Indigenous digital media artists, that we follow cultural protocols, and that we make sure that we're not taking a pan-Indigenous approach, that it is rooted in a specific community, and that we mentor youth. It was really, really important to Jolie that even though this is a digital project, that we come together and that we participate in cultural ceremony and that we do things with our hands. All of the stories are contributing towards correcting myths or envisioning better futures, envisioning different realities. How it works is you download the app Buffalo Futurism, and then you go to the park, Mama Wima Weatamoan Park, which used to be Regent Park, and you look for a buffalo sign. So you do the little tutorial, and then a pink path appears. You walk along this digital path, and the first story is at the belly of the buffalo.
The blooming period of a crocus on the prairies is really less than a month long.
At the very end of the experience, this 200-foot buffalo spirit rises at the center of the effigy. As you move towards it, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
That spirit that I can imagine, is this huge, larger-than-life buffalo, and it's vibrating and it's ethereal.
There's a link that takes you to the Buffalo Treaty, which is where you can learn more about how to bring back the buffalo. Commonweal recently published a toolkit, and it's for teachers to assist them, to support them with taking their students to Buffalo Futurism in the park. So we're trying to get the word out to teachers in Saskatchewan, particularly in Regina, that this experience exists and that they can bring their students there.
I went to an Indigenous Women's International Conference. The people were talking about preparing for the next 1,000 years.
I'm happy with how that came together and I was able to convey that meaning and message. Well, it shows people another world. It makes something more real and more tangible.
So when you're looking through a smart device, or even if you have an AR headset, it looks like the digital content is in the room with you. It's in the space with you. And that's what I love about augmented reality. It can shift your perceptions about a physical space through this sort of optical illusion by making it look like the buffalo are in the park with you. It leaves resonances, and so it can be really powerful. Even though it's not physically changing the space, it's perceptually changing the space.
Beginning my journey of discovering who I was as part of this Tatango Yate, I started to uncover the truth, and the truth is that one of my elders said, the longest journey you're ever going to take is the journey from the mind to the heart. When something is put out into the universe, into the public, that the energy that it's received in is that people understand it's protected. So my hope is, people are able to experience that journey, and maybe it's going to be hopefully a short one at that time. They're able to make that connection quicker.